All right, everyone. It is another Grimdark Future 3,000 point battle report. I'll be using Tabletop Simulator for this one. So it's 3,000 points. We have 4 objectives. This is a solo game, so I'm using Tabletop Simulator to do some competitive testing. 2 armies that sort of have caught my eyes, 2 really solid armies that I see is one is Soul Snatcher cults, the other one is Blessed Sisters. So I'm really taking these 2 armies that I think are 2 pretty high level armies, and I'm going to run a game with them that I think are some pretty competitive builds. So I am playing with the command point structure, so you can just review that if you haven't seen it already, and we'll just move forward. So let's go into the army lists. So for the sisters, I've got a high sister with spiritual guidance, so that's that +1 AP with shooting. She's got a storm rifle. I give her an energy sword as well. She's also has celestial infantry, so she's hitting on 3s. Just a real nice fire support sister. I've got some fanatic sisters that I've given them some arc flails. They have frenzy as well, so those guys are pretty good, sort of glass hammers. I've got a unit of warrior sisters. I've given them metal kill training, two storm rifles. The high sister is going to be rocking with those sisters, so they're going to sort of be my mid to long range fire support. Just a lot of firepower coming out of that squad. I've got a squad of protector sisters. These have that procession swords. Those things are so like these protector sisters to me are just super good. I mean, shield wall with hitting on 2s is terrific. I've got pistol sisters that I've given some flamer pistols, and I've got light flamer pistols and pistols. So this is just a real close range squad that's going to be hitting everything on 2s. It's also got devout. I've got another unit of assault sisters. These guys they have 2 flame pistols, but they're also just energy swords as well. I've got some support sisters, so 2 units of support sisters that this highlight, if devout isn't already good, highly devout, like exploding 5s and 6s within 12. These support sisters are just absolutely bonkers to me. So I've got the heavy flamer ones, which I think are even just more better, but I've also got some heavy machine guns to add some additional long range fire. I've got an infernal APC. This thing is tripped out with triple flamer, so that's 4 flamer shots on it. That's also just pretty disgusting. It's also a tough 9. Which is like for 315 tough 9. This thing is super solid. I got a battle tank, so I got a battle cannon with some heavy flamers, just triple heavy flamers on everything. Finally, I've got a support walker. It has highly devout. It's got some rapid machine guns, so just super good as well. It's also got regen. All right, so that's my Blessed Sisters 3,000 point army. Let's look at some Soul Snatchers. So Soul Snatchers is pretty much a first strike army. So I've got a Soul Snatcher matriarch that I've got the caster upgrade on. He's got rending. Everyone's got a scout, and a lot of them have Skrider. I've got a cult leader. He's on a bike, and he's got a kind of a megaphone, which is giving some additional move increases. 2 brute champions with sledgehammers and regen. So I've got 3 10-man units of minions that have flamers. These flamers on these minions are terrific. Just really efficient chaff that can also be used to grab objectives. I've got a 10-man unit of acolytes. So these are sort of the hand-to-hand guys over here. They're just, really solid. I've got some mutant brutes. So these guys are scout and regen. So these are definitely tough. 3 units of Soul Snatcher. So these guys are super fast. I mean, Soul Snatchers, fast scout strider with some rending claws. Got a unit, 6-man squad of minion bikes. I've got some heavy maces on with shotguns. So super close range, and a battle tank. Battle tank's got a battle cannon and heavy machine guns. 475 for a battle tank's really super good. We're talking about 12 AP1 shots and then a battle cannon shot. So super good. Okay. So let's just go into the setup here. So I'm running a city terrain. We've got 4 objectives. This is just the standard scenario, so it can all be the same. Just keep in mind that as we're doing this, you're actually going to see that those fanatic sisters on the bottom, they're actually... I'm having trouble moving some of this terrain up the top floor, so those guys are technically on the bottom floor of that building, so they're not as far ahead as you see they are. But yeah, so the sisters are really trying to focus, they're, again, I'm outspeeded. So I also, this is pre-set up from... in other words, I don't know where all these Soul Snatchers are going that have all these scouts. All he set up is his minions, and he set up his tank. He sort of set them up. So I've set them up on the center. So I'm trying to play pretty tight with the sisters because, again, those Soul Snatchers get to pick where they're going. So, yeah, that's just another picture. You can see there's another objective to the far right that I've sort of ignored for the Blessed Sisters. And for the Soul Snatchers, just you can see all that stuff is scouting. So the Soul Snatchers really have a big advantage in that they can just really just pick and choose what they want to do. So that's just a picture on my end. And, yeah, the Soul Snatchers, I just placed the infantry in the center along with the tank. So pretty straightforward right there. All right, so that's just showing you pre-set up. And then that's just and you can see here I'm really tight with the sisters. I've got the protector sisters and the engine protecting my long-range fire, also protecting my vehicles as well. So, yeah, I've just really tried to turtle up. That's the goal. So when I'm setting up the Soul Snatchers, I just decide to... the sisters don't get to go first, which is a big disadvantage. But I go ahead and just set up all my Soul Snatchers in terrain. He's not going to be able to kill everything, and I'm just going to start charging him. And then there's my my mutants. All right, that's just the side picture. Okay. So this is just some pictures, just so you can kind of see an idea of the battlefield. And let's go to turn 1. Sisters do get to go first, so I move up the engine. I get within 12-inch range, and I basically just shoot my heavy machine guns into those Soul Snatchers. Kill 5 of them, but they pass morale. So, yeah, that's the good part. So, Soul Snatchers, they go ahead and just charge in straight to these Protector Sisters. I think they kill, that's 7. They end up killing 9 out of the 10. So, yeah, I was progressively doing the wounds. Kill 9 out of the 10, and the one guy I think kills 1. The one remaining sister attacks back. She actually passes morale, and then the Soul Snatchers back up. So at this point, the sisters are trying to clear up those Soul Snatchers. So they shoot the remaining ones. Those sisters all have those 24-inch range along with the Devout, so they finish off those Soul Snatchers. So I have this one remaining Soul Snatcher. Here, the first thing the Matriarch does is I cast at level 1, which is +1 attack. And then these guys go straight... No, I pass the +1 defense. That's what I do. Yeah, so +1 defense goes on both of the Soul Snatchers, and then that's from the Matriarch. And then they charge into the sisters. That's just them charging into the sisters, and yeah, they wipe out all 10 of those sisters. And then just sort of move up. So here you can see right away I've got a lot of stuff going on. I go ahead and use the tank. This is sort of where the sisters get the nice counter swing. They start using their flamers. So yeah, it moves up, and I think it actually attacks the Soul Snatchers on the building, kills 4 of them, I think. So that +1 defense is really helping the Soul Snatchers. The bikes move up, and instead of sort of committing to the war engine, they just shoot their shotguns. I don't roll great, so both armies don't have a lot of anti-armor in them. I may tweak that in the future one, but do 2 wounds into the support walker. Okay. The Flamer Sisters, they actually get out of the APC. The black is the APC, the red is the tank. So those are the Flamer Sisters. And yeah, they cake out 5 of those Soul Snatchers. That +1 defense is really helping them. So yeah, they do pass their morale. At this point, the tank moves up. Tank shoots the sisters. It shoots the sisters in the building, takes out 3 of them. And that's shooting his heavy machine guns and his battle cannon. I think he misses with the battle cannon, or else I could have killed more. Oh, I actually do kill 3 more. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So I kill 6 sisters. But they just are barely above 50% with the tough on the leader. So, yeah, that's really good. At this point, I think it's the APC. So the APC, he moves to the right and then shoots... I think he splits his fire. He shoots some of the flamers at both. He basically splits the flamers between the 2 squads of Soul Snatchers, kills 2 or 3 in the first squad and then 4 in the other. So only the leader is left on the bottom, and that's one of those mutant brutes. So clearing out some of these soul snatchers is really good. The mutant brutes move up. They're just rushing. At this point, so those are my heavy machine. Those are the other support sisters. They shoot. I think they shoot the mutant brutes. Oh, they shoot the soul snatchers. Take out 3 more, but they pass morale. So this is the minions. So one of the 10-man minions move up to grab the objective on. It's sort of the objective the sisters have just given up on, so they grab that one. And then the lone remaining protector sister rushes to grab that objective as well. So they're fatigued, so I didn't want to charge that matriarch. So I'm just using that opportunity to grab that objective. The other minions move up behind. I think they shoot the engine. Oh, they actually shoot. Yeah, they shoot and do 2 more wounds on the support engine. And then the final group of minions move up behind them. I think they also shoot the engine, but I don't think they wound him. So yeah, that's just a picture of the battlefield. So the Soul Snatchers had a few more activations more than the sisters. So yeah, and that's just grabbing it. So a pretty bloody first turn in which the Soul Snatchers just went in, killed some stuff. It could have been a lot worse if the Soul Snatchers actually went first. But you can see the Soul Snatchers are being pretty aggressive. And big thing that the Soul Snatchers did, they took losses, they killed stuff, but more importantly, they've really kept the sisters back. They've forced them back while they've really gained the better position. So yeah. All right, it's just another picture. And that's just a picture as well. So those Soul Snatchers are really pressing the center as well. All right, turn 2. So the sisters do bring in their assault squads. I had a tough choice. I ended up splitting the assault squads up. I put the swords right there, and I put so that's just those sword squad, and I put the pistolier squad over here. So I'm not able to get charged, and I can just sort of shoot. So that's just another picture of my 2 assault squads. All right. Okay, that's just another picture. Oh, I'm sorry. I think, what shot? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The sisters went first, and they moved their APC, shot those Soul Snatchers. I think there's just the matriarch left. So at that point, the bikes go ahead and just go in. I do have some AP for weapons. I managed to do, I think I do about 3 wounds into, so I don't roll great. I don't know, I roll okay. But I do 3 wounds. He kills one of the bikes, and they both, the engine passes the morale. At this point, that engine, I want to go ahead and get the value out of it. So it goes ahead and just shoots the bikes, takes out does 6 wounds, takes out 6, and actually wavers those bikes. And that has my leader in it too, which really sucks. So the bikes are wavered. Oh yeah, so this is my matriarch. The matriarch casts the AP2, the 2 AP4 hits on the support engine, taking its last 2 wounds. So the support engine dies, and then the matriarch, what does it do? Charges the tank. So I think I'm trying to the matriarch is just trying to just cause a waver on the tank. He does 1 wound, but the tank does pass its waver. Or I just use a command point. The tank is not wavered. That's the big thing. That's just the matriarch backing off. The Flamer sisters move up and they shoot that guy, take out 3. No, that's the machine gun sister. Shoot, take out that guy. So he's dead. That's the battle tank. Yeah. This was a big mistake. I should have actually just moved my assault sisters off earlier. I thought they were a little tougher, but that tank moves up with his battle cannon, and its thing shoots off 6 of those 6ers and actually wavers them. So a bit of a mistake on my part. I'm trying to clear out all the things in the center, and I left my assault sisters. And again, so this is the Stormbolter squad from the remaining leader. I think I shoot. What do I shoot? Oh, I shoot off the matriarchs. Oh, no. I think I split my fire. I think I shoot the matriarch and I split the fire into those brutes. So I think the split fire, I killed the matriarch and I killed 2 brutes. So that's that squad on the building shooting with their bolters and the Stormbolter. All right. So at this point, again, I really should have I shouldn't have. I was too passive with these guys. So this squad moves up, And I forget that it had 2 flamers in it. So it shoots and it kills. He actually rolls pretty good. He kills 6 of these guys. So I really sort of botched this with the sisters. I should have just been more aggressive and charged them earlier. So, but they do pass their morale. I go ahead and just send the 4 remaining sisters. I take out 6 of these guys. I lose 1 back in return, but they fail their morale. Oh, they pass their morale. Yeah, they do. Yep. So those minions roll a 5. They pass their morale. They move into the objective and they shoot. And those guys still have their flamers, and they finish off those assault sisters. Like, that was a big mistake. And, I don't claim to be experts at these armies, but, yeah. So, big mistake on my part. So at this point, the tank moves up, and I think I shoot... What do I shoot? Oh, yeah. So I shoot the bikes, and then I shoot... So I split the fire. Some of the flamers go into those minions that take out, and some of them go into the bikes, and then I waver those 10-man minion squad as well. So yeah, at this point, so these are the brutes. They move up. They've taken some casualties, but this squad does have regen on it. And then the flamer squads. So this is the flamers, heavy support sisters. They move up and they shoot in between the building, kill 4 of those brutes. So those flamer sisters are so good. I then have my one remaining. This is the one remaining protector sister. He rushes around the side. The sisters are doing damage, but they're also taking pretty heavy casualties. So I'm trying also to get out of range of getting shot. And then, so this is the minion squad. They move up and they shoot with their flamers and they kill this pistolier squad completely. So a completely wasted squad. That really sucked. Oh, man. So that was a tough turn for both. A lot of people, both sides have been taking heavy casualties on both sides. That's just the picture. But the Soul Snatchers still have the advantage. They've gained 3 objectives, and the sisters still only have 1. So, again, those Soul Snatchers, while they're taking heavy casualties, they are keeping those sisters back. And that's just another picture. Yeah, that's just a picture as well. So, it's going to go into turn 3. We're just getting some different pictures there. All right, turn 3. So the first thing they do is the Flamer Sisters, these Support Sisters, move up, and they point blank range Flamer off those guys, puts him on 1 wound, and then the Brute actually wavers. So, and, so yeah, I don't forget why, but yeah, he's the waver actually sticks on him. At this point, the tank moves up. So that's at the bottom. The Soul Snatcher tank moves up, shoots, and what is he? Shoots at the sisters on top, takes out a few more of them, and they actually waver. So he shoots, takes out more of those sisters, and I think he misses with the battle cannon. That's the reason I just didn't wipe the squad. The sister tank moves up and then uses its flamers, takes out 6, so he moves up and gets within range to shoot that squad on the corner, takes out 6 of them, and they also waver. So we're starting to see that low quality really come into play here. This squad that killed the Pistol Sisters actually just rushes towards the center. And then this single, so those guys are wavered, and this single sister, protector sister, charges that squad, kills 2 of them, and then they fail their morale and they rout. So that one protector sister surviving has been a big deal for the sisters. Oh yeah, the machine gun sisters, they move up and they shoot. Which one do they shoot? I think one of the 2 move up and they shoot. They shoot off the hybrids, and I think they shoot something else. But yeah, so that's there. This guy unwavers. This is the single minion left. He unwavers. And then these guys unwaver. Remember, they got wavered, so they unwaver from the tank. And I think this is the... Which is it? The machine gun or the tank? I think they shoot at the minion squad. Oh, I think this is it. So this is just it. We're just showing pictures of what's going on. So here, it's a pretty bloody battle, but again, it's turn 4, and those sisters have really been kept back. So the sisters are now trying to think about how to win the game, but the Soul Snatchers get to go first. So I've got this one remaining brute. He charges the tank, does 2 wounds into the tank, and actually wavers that tank. So that's a huge deal. That one remaining brute charges the tank, does a wound or 2 on it, and then wavers that tank. So that's huge. That's the big problem with these tanks with 4-up qualities. They're just susceptible to that. So this one remaining Protector Sister charges and takes out that remaining one, and then moves up to grab that objective. But I've got a tank, and that tank just charges this one remaining sister with this Impact 6, takes her out, and then I have a 3-inch consolidate that the tank is actually able to consolidate and block the other tank from grabbing the objective. So this tank really just has one option, and that is, remember, I can contest if I can waver that tank. So it charges with its impact, hits the tank, but I don't think wounds it, and so the tank's fine. This squad's just moving up, and shoots the Flamer Sisters, takes them out. The Bolter Sister shoots and takes out. I was trying to waver that tank. I do 2 wounds, but the tank doesn't waver. And then these guys also, when they're trying to, so I basically couldn't reach this is this heavy machine gun squad. They couldn't reach that objective because it's like basically 6 up, and then so I needed I needed them to be within 3 inches, so they just barely aren't able to grab that objective. And basically, I think there was a few moves, but that's the end of the game. That basically, the Soul Snatcher Colts win. They grab this objective on the far right. They have this objective, so that's 2. And then the sisters have 1 on the far left, but they never were able to grab that objective on the top building. So it is a 2-1 victory to the Soul Snatcher Cult. I would say this, I definitely made mistakes on both sides. I'm not an expert on either of these armies. I think I could... I'm glad I played the armies because I know that I think I could have pulled out a tie with the sisters. But I did mess up. But I got a really good opportunity to play these armies. And that's the great thing about Tabletop Simulator. It's great for testing. So let's just go into some learning points. I think against Soul Snatcher Cults, if you're playing against them, you do have to be aggressive. And you have to sort of accept losses. The thing about Soul Snatcher Cults, they are super aggressive, and they're going to kill something. Just especially those Soul Snatchers with Fast and Strider and Scout, like those guys are going to murder something. And I think I was just way too passive with the sisters, and it's really the Soul Snatchers died, but they kept the sisters back. So I think that the other thing that jumps out to me is sisters are a lot more squishy than I expected. I guess I was thinking about 40k, or I was thinking about that power armor, but they're really just def 4, and only quality 4 means they're very susceptible to waivers. So I guess I really do need to be more careful with the sisters. The other thing, I should have moved my assault squad sooner. That was the big mistake I made, where both of the assault squads, I was thinking I had bigger priorities, and I was thinking those guys could just tank a hit, but they can't actually. So a bit of a learning experience. Those assault squads should have just went in sooner. Soul Snatcher Matriarchs too. I think if in the future I would run a Soul Snatcher Matriarch by themselves, so that I can continue to buff without committing. The fact that it had to commit with the Soul Snatchers, just I could have got some value out of that. I think also, just to me, the big standout unit for Soul Snatchers was that tank. I think Soul Snatchers are great, but them being able to get those tanks, and that tank for the Soul Snatchers did so much work. That's the MVP for them. For the sisters, it's those support sisters with flamers. Those guys are just bonkers. Getting, if you double the squad, that's going to be 3 or 6 flamer shots. That's going to be exploding on 5s and 6s. So support sisters, I think, are definitely the way to go. I mean, considering most other armies have Relentless, which is a lot less good now, support sisters with Varied About is just super good. So, hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. You can always play against me on Universal Battles or Tabletop Simulator. I'm always interested in feedback. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I definitely could have played these armies better, but I learned a lot this game, and I learned a lot both playing with and against these armies. can always like, subscribe, and comment, and join the Austin Alternative Gaming group if you're in Austin. I'd love to play you. Thanks a lot.